Good evening, everybody. Vampire YGO here again with the second deck profile for the channel. As you can see, it's going to be something to do with rituals. It's actually a Nekroz profile. Before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who liked and disliked and commented on my previous video. It's a Mystic Mind deck, so obviously you can expect to get some dislikes on it. I appreciate all of the feedback. It was obviously pre-ban list, so I'm going to have to update that one as well. I did not expect it to come out the next day, at least. But here we go. Let's get started on the Nekroz profile. As you can see, we have one Bookstone. I was running two, but I actually took the other one out to put the second Short in. That's pretty much the only change that I made to the deck before when I was running it. And I'm running the Vanity's Ruler style. We got two Candle for the incantation package. And then I actually run three Pencil Plume. Reason why is you have a lot more ritual monsters than actual ritual spells, so obviously this one's a little bit more useful for you. And then we got the two Talismandras, pretty much I would say at least the best one in my opinion, at least when it comes to this deck. And then let's scoot those guys out. We got the Manjus of the 10,000 hands. I was actually running three of them before, but I felt since you're going with the Vanity's Ruler style, you'd rather get your normal summon out first turn with him, especially if you go first, then you would want to waste the normal summon with the Manju at that point in time. Manju is usually only a backup, or unless you know you're not going to get the Vanity's Ruler out that turn, then go ahead and do it. You can use it to bait the Ash Blossoms and a few other cards as well, Effect Veilers and things like that, and the Imperms, because obviously, you know, Brio's your main searcher anyway, or Preparation of Rites. And then the cool thing about the Manju as well is you can also search the Manju with the Benton. And then I run the two Vanity's Ruler. Sometimes it's actually kind of good to see it in hand in the beginning anyway. You don't have to actually get the Benton to actually do the actual combo. Then at that point in time, you can go about a different route and getting something else to your hand, like another Valkyris or something to protect your current monsters. Usually the main board that you're going to want to get on field though first turn is the Vanity's Ruler, Bryonic, and the Nekroz of Unicorn. That's usually the standard. If not, it'll be the Unicorn and the Vanity's Ruler if you didn't get enough to get on the board there. Sometimes you just got to pick and choose. And then last but not least for the normal monsters, or effect monsters, but normal, not non-rituals I should say. We got the two Shurits now. It's awesome that it's back to two. Speeds it up a little bit there, so it's not bad that it gets a little bit of a power boost. And then obviously the other decks got a little bit of a power down. So it makes this deck a little bit more viable for the meta. We're gonna see obviously where it goes and what tier. Obviously it's gonna dangle between tier 2, tier 1, depending on what we see. I would say more tier 2. And then on to the rituals. We run two Nekroz Colossus, the one Unicorn. Even if he was at 2 or 3, I think 1 would be perfectly fine. I don't think it's necessary to have more than that. The Brio package, you want to run nothing less than 3 for this one essentially. Pretty much the best card in the deck, like everyone said, since the deck has pretty much come out. There was a reason why it used to be $140. And then we have one Gungnir. She's an awesome hand trap. Protects anything that you got there from targets, at least Nekroz monsters. And then obviously the effect is pretty good too when you get her on board if you need to pop something. Two Valkyris. Really want to run 3 because I like the effect, but the fact that he is searchable, and like I said, with the second Vanity's Ruler in there, you don't need to search as much for the Benton if you get one in draw hand first turn. So the Valkyris is still good at 2 in my opinion. It's actually pretty big, I would say, in this format now with the way people are attacking over massive boards these days. 2 Trish. The Banishing effect gets you out of a lot of trouble. 1 Decisive Armor. This is something that I changed recently. I used to have as a Borgin instead of this guy, but the Decisive Armor is awesome for the power boost of the 1,000 attack power, and then just in general, he also gets over some things that Kaijus are really annoying. Monarchs can be really annoying. Obviously anything else with big boards. Heroes these days can have some nasty attack power. And then we have, for the non-Nekroz monsters, we have the Cyber Angel Benton. And then the Chalice Slime. Chalice Slime can also be good at 2. Some people mess around and put 2 or 3 of the Chalice Slime in there. It's a great, great card to get when you don't draw any of your actual incantations. Usually you'll get the incantations, but if you don't, this card's a good card to search for, just to get another one out there. And that's it for the rituals. Let's move on to the magic cards. Love the secret rare. Finally, glad that that came out. It looks amazing. And who else is excited for that Rising Rampage sneak peek tomorrow? I cannot wait. I really want to see the new rarity, obviously. I don't know what it's called. I've heard the rumor of extra secret rare or some other style of prismatic secret rare. It looks like a prismatic and a gold secret rare kind of fused together, honestly, with the way it's kind of bordered there, but just non-gold color. We got 2 Kaleidoscope. I pretty much run 2 of all of them, or each of them, except for the mirror. I find the mirror is the least of the favorite. Usually you want to get Cycle in hand if you're going to be pulling off the Ben 10 combo for sure, but the main one that you want to get in hand first is the Kaleidoscope, so that you can set off, obviously, the combo with Unicorn and the Herald of the Arclight. And that's it for my actual ritual spells. We got 3 of the pot. Crazy in this. I mean, it's where you pretty much run 3 of a lot of things that are in the extra deck. It doesn't really matter what you get rid of. You usually want to keep a Herald there or one of the Nefis to get you out of a sticky situation. 3 of the Preparation of Rites. I always like the artwork on this card. It's always pretty creepy. It's wondering what's going on. And you got the other little guy in the background there. Looks like he's hiding. Great card. Hopefully it's a card that they'll never actually hit for the list. I doubt they will, unless there's a ritual deck that comes out that's any crazier than Nekroz. And then, of course, the 1 reinforcement of the army for the last for the main deck. And then off to the extra. I do run 15, pretty much run the standard package, besides I replace the 2 Totally Awesomes for the Nefis. This card is actually really crazy to get out. You don't see it too much. It's more of a last stitch kind of thing if you really want to get some ritual monsters on board, but they can't really get over something that the opponent has. Like I said, not too often that you have it, but it does get you out of some crazy situations. I mean, the last 2 effects are pretty awesome, and it gets pretty high power there. And you got the 3 Intis, obviously, to pop any problems. The 3 Herald of Arclight. I mean, it's a crazy card. Card I never really thought would do much. You got Vulcan for my level 6, Arcanite for the level 7, level 8, and obviously these are all just for the levels of the monsters. We're Kaleidoscope targets, just because it's kind of funny to mess with the Thunder Dragons. The Star Eater. This one's pretty crazy. You do the Star Eater combo and you can actually get 2 Nekroz monsters on board. Same with the Blue Eyes. And side deck, it's pretty much, you know, subjective to whatever you feel like you're going to be needing. A lot of people are still fearing the Mystic Mind deck. In this deck, I run 3 Twin Twisters, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Super Poly, and then right now I'm putting 3 Crackdown in there just to kind of see how it does. And then obviously there's plenty of other cards you can mess with for the extra deck as well, or side deck. And that's that. That will be the end of the Nekroz profile. If you guys, again, have anything you guys want to comment on, give me some advice, or if you guys have any special feedback for me, please feel free. And yeah, if you like the content, go ahead and follow the channel. I will be eventually doing a lot more profiles. I have plenty of decks, and then again, like I said, market watches and things like that. Appreciate your guys' time. Thank you guys. Have a good night.